In this lecture, we're setting things up so that when an object is collided with by anything other than the player, nothing happens. When it's the player, they change color. And also, if we bump into one particular object multiple times, it doesn't make our score go up multiple times. It's just one time per object. Okay, let's get started. If you click on the player game object, you can see up in the inspector, we have what is referred to as a tag. And at the moment, it's untagged. You know what? If we click on another game object, you can see that everything is untagged at the moment. That means they're not using the tagging system to give us any extra information, which is okay. Most things don't need to be tagged. Tagging allows us to say, what is a thing? This game object, not only what components does it have on it, but what is it tagged as? And that can be useful at times when we're trying to figure out how to refer to things within our game. So if you click on your player, and then up on where it says tagged, you can see that we've got already some tags that exist as things we can set it to, respawn, finish, etc. And you can see that there's player, because most games have a player, so they've gone and created a player tag for us already. If you click on that, the game object, which is Dodgy the player, is now known as a player based upon its tag. And that allows us to do some cool things within our code. So I'm going to jump over to our object hit script, and within here my goal is to say only do this stuff if it was the player that bumped into you. And the really cool thing about our on collision enter, we mentioned it briefly before, is that we're getting information back from the thing that bumped into us. So at this point here we're saying, okay, when a collision happens, tell us who it was. What's the other game object? Give us a reference to that. And a lot of programming is just how things talk to each other. And this is how we know that we can talk to the game object. And within our on collision enter method, I'm going to give myself a new line and create an if statement. We'll start with if, and then parentheses. Within the parentheses, I want to be accessing the other thing that I've just bumped into. And I do that simply by typing other. So that from this point on, our code knows we're referring to the other thing that's bumped into us. And I want to access the game object itself. And I do that with a lowercase g and an uppercase O. I'm searching for game object. So I just want to know, what was the game object? So something bumped into me. What was the game object? And then from the game object, I can access its tag. And you see if we scroll through here, eventually you find where it says tag. There it is just there. That's one of the properties that we can access. We need to resolve our if statement as a true or false. So here I will write equals equals, which is a way of saying, does it currently equal this thing, or is it currently this? If we just write one equals sign, that means I want to assign this thing. I want to make the thing on the right become the value for the thing on the left. But equals equals is a way for us to do a comparison. And then we need to write this as a string reference, in quotation marks, player with an uppercase P, if it equals player, and then we need our curly braces because it's an if statement. Then what do we want to do? Well, I'm going to grab the content that I had just down below and cut that, Control X, and then paste that, Control V. So now we have our if statement saying if the tagging of the object is player, then change the color to black. Let's save and see if that has worked. Click on play. First of all, I want to see if my object drops to the ground, if it changes color. So it's disappeared, it's invisible, it drops to the ground, blomp, excellent, didn't change color. When we go bounce into it, it does, and everything else still changes color as well. Great, so that's the first part of our equation here. And if I click on console, you can see that we're bumping into things a certain number of times. You can also see that my player is just sort of auto-driving a little bit. That's one of the downsides of this kind of quick, cheap way we've gone about setting up our collision and our movement. And that's okay. You're going to get a little bit of that. We're not too precious about that at this stage. But what I want to see is I bump into something and again and again and again. And I'd like to do that differently so that once we bump into something once, our score doesn't go up ever again after that. We don't get penalized. It's just how many things have you bumped into as opposed to how many times have you bumped a thing. And, full disclosure, it gives us a chance to go through the same process of using tags and using our if statements again. So the first step in this process is to find one of our game objects and click on that. We'll click on one of the obstacles here. And then where it says tag, I open that up and I wish to add a new tag. Click plus, the plus symbol there, and I will create a new tag called hit. I'm using uppercase H, and click on save. Okay, so at this stage, we could go and change that to hit, but that doesn't help us because nothing's hit it yet. We want to change it in code after it gets hit. And then from that point on, we wish to say, if you've been hit already, do a thing or don't do a thing. So we go back to our object hit script, and you can see in here, if I get bumped into by the player, change my color, and let's set our status that I have been hit. And the way we do that is we start with game object dot tag, and it's game object dot tag and not other dot game object dot tag, because we're accessing my game object, or the game object that this script sits on. So it's just game object dot tag. And now we wish to assign that tag to a new value, and we've gone and set up hit. So we use quotation marks, uppercase H, and then hit is the thing that we wish to assign, semicolon at the end. And that will say that when we're bumped into by the player, change my color and give me a new tag of hit. We'll click on save, back into Unity. Let's just see if that tagging has worked. And just a quick note in case you're wondering, we put that onto one script into the object hit, because the object hit script is on all of these objects. It will apply to anything that we bounce into. Okay, the one that's falling we'll do there. We'll click on, where are you? Dropping objects. So I've clicked on that. You can see it's untagged at the moment. If I click on my game window and drive on over, bump, as soon as I hit it, it changes the tag to being hit. Excellent. Now that gives us the ability to say, only change our score, and I'm going to go over to the scorer script here, only change our score if we haven't already bumped into it already. Did I say already 3 times then? Already. Let's make it 5 already. And before we do this, I'll give you one bit of information. If we go back to object hit, here we're saying if the other game object tag equals the player, if I was to use this symbol, the exclamation point, and then equals, it would mean if it's not the player. So that's a new tool for you there. This is if it is the player, that's if it's not the player. I'm going to put it back to is the player. And the reason I show you that is because I'd like you to take this on as a little challenge, just a verbal challenge. I don't have a slide for this one. Is set this up if you think you're ready. Within the scorer class, if we're currently not tagged as hit, then increase my score. Otherwise, we don't want to increase the score. See if you can figure out how to do that. So give a little bit of an extra hint. We need an if statement somewhere in here, which is checking to see if we do not have the tag of hit. Okay, hopefully you're getting a little bit braver with these things and a little bit more confident. What I'll do is above hits, I'll give myself a couple of lines. If other, because we're accessing the thing that bumped into me. I'm the scorer, so I'm on the player. If I bump into something, and that particular something has a game object dot tag, and that does not equal hits, so quotation marks, uppercase H, hit, not hits, then we have our curly braces, because that's how we construct an if statement. We grab these 2 lines down below, cut with Control X, and then paste, and then tidy up the formatting with tab. And for those of you who are a bit more advanced, you might recognize that we could say if the other game object does equal hit, then return. That's another way to do that, but I don't want to complicate things for just now. We'll keep it nice and readable, nice and easy. If the object does not have hit as a tag, then make my score go up. I'm going to save, back over into Unity. Click on play. The main thing I'm looking at here is in the console to see, I'm just going to clear that stuff to see if my score is going up. It goes 1. If I bump into it again, it's still on 1. And they hit a different one, and it's 2, 2, 2. Excellent. So that means it's successfully saying your score only goes up if you bump into the thing for the first time, which is exactly what we wanted. Fantastico. Good stuff in this lecture. I will see you in the next one.